Hey everyone, I'm Andrew, the CEO of Descript, trying something new here. This video is going to be a roundup of everything that we launched over the last month. And all this information is available elsewhere. You can just check our changelog and find it there. But I wanted to do something for the Descript nerds, the people that maybe want to go a level deeper and just get a little more context on why we build, what we think about. We'll try some things and see what you like. The bigger releases that we do are called seasons. We do them 2 or 3 or 4 times a year. The most recent one was in August, where we released Rooms, our integrated remote recording solution for podcasters. But we also launch a lot of stuff in between seasons. And so this is an opportunity to just highlight some of that. All right, let's get into some of the stuff that we launched in September. As of version 100, translation is now available in the app. You can just take any composition, go find translation in the Underlord sidebar, and from here you can translate your burnt-in captions into any one of these languages. You can also translate the audio using your own voice clone or using any number of stock voices. We currently support 5 different languages, and we'll have another 20 or so shipping in the next couple of weeks. One thing I should call out about translation, we have 3 different pricing plans, and they're pretty aptly named. One is called Hobbyist, one is called Creator, and one is called Business. Caption translation is available on the Creator plan. If you want to correct those transcriptions, we have a great UI for that. That's on the business plan, along with voice translation. The way we think of it, translation, it's a business feature. It's for people that are making a lot of content and need an easy way to make it scale. Businesses have more money, so we put it on a plan that costs more money. That's generally how we'll be thinking about these things. We have a bunch of auto script editing features built into Underlord. Classically, we have the ability to just remove filler words. If you do a scripted recording, you can, with one click, identify multiple takes and remove those retakes. And then we have another one called Edit for Clarity. It looks for rambling diversions and edits those out. It's really good for video messages that you make with a quick recorder, for example. We've now added the ability to regenerate portions of your recording with AI speech. So this allows Edit for Clarity to be even more aggressive in rewriting your recording to be more succinct. It takes advantage of something that only Descript can do with these kind of sub-sentence level regenerations of your voice using your voice clone that blend seamlessly into the surrounding audio. Definitely worth checking out. It's really a cool reflection of this vision that we're working towards of making editing video feel like you edit a doc. I mentioned earlier that we announced the beta of Descript Rooms, our integrated remote recording tool. We've now started rolling that out to customers. With things like this, when you're dealing with recordings, we just try to be ultra careful about making sure that what we're rolling out is rock solid stable. All the metrics are looking really good so far and strong feedback from customers. So look forward to getting it out to everybody very quickly. Another thing we announced, automatic multicam. It's basically a Underlord action that will take your multi-track podcast recording and intelligently switch to different cameras. It'll switch back and forth between camera close-ups and reaction shots, or to these kind of gallery shots that feature all the speakers. We've just added the ability to apply any of your templates when running automatic multicam. And this is really what makes it a special feature, because now you can create any kind of layout that you want and then use that to create an incredibly professional look for your podcast. Next up, we have swapped out the underlying engine for our text-to-speech AI voices. Most of our focus when we've been building our own AI around text-to-speech has been on this correction use case where people want to change a word in the middle of a sentence and we need to figure out how to blend it in. It's a slightly different problem than full sentences or full paragraphs. And some of the other models out there have just gotten better than ours. We don't have a lot of preciousness about using our own stuff. We're mostly focused on building a great app and pulling great AI from wherever it is in the world. OpenAI's voices, you've probably heard them. They sound super realistic. really high quality and reliable, and way faster to generate too. If you go into a speaker label and browse those stock voices, those are all OpenAI voices that you can pick from, and you'll immediately notice a huge increase in quality. Now that we've got Room shipped, a big part of our focus over the coming months is going to be on the visual part of making videos. What we've heard from a lot of customers is that they love the script-based editing that you can do with Descript, but then when it comes to working with visuals, even though it's quite powerful and flexible and has a lot of features, it has a learning curve to figure out how to work with scenes. But more than that, it feels very old school, where you're doing a lot of pulling in individual layers and figuring out how to arrange those on the canvas. And people are looking for something a little bit more plug and play, a little bit more on rails, so to speak. So what we're working on now is rounding out some of the missing effects and just like polish sorts of features for working with visuals and layouts. And then this is going to culminate with some changes that we're making over the next couple of months to how layouts work to make them much more powerful. First up, we've added the Ken Burns effect. If you don't know what Ken Burns effect means, it's that thing where an image kind of slowly zooms and pans across the screen. Apple came up with this name as part of a release of iMovie. A bunch of people call it Ken Burns effect now, so we're pretty sure we're not going to get in trouble, but we'll see. Anyway, the way we built it, we think is really cool. It's one click, and then it'll randomly pick a direction to do a slow zoom and pan. The speed of the zoom and pan is constant, so it always feels the same regardless of whether you have a very long scene or a very short scene. And there's some simple parameters that you can use to customize it if you really want to. You could do this in Descript before with custom animations. It's just a little bit more power usery. So this is the really simple one-click way to do it. And then if you want a more advanced zoom and pan, you can do that as well. Some other visual effects we added, you can now add shadows on not just shapes, but also images and media layers. Same thing with borders. So these together with rounded corners can really up-level the look of your layouts. We've added a bunch of text animation features, so you can animate in words in a bunch of different styles. You can animate characters in a bunch of different styles. We've made some visual improvements to captions. You can now add rounded corners on text backgrounds. That was a really popular feature request. So hope you like it. And then something I'm really excited about, I was talking a little bit about the improvements we're making to layouts. That begins with this new canvas toolbar that gives you a quick picker to switch between layouts. You may not be using layouts that much to make your videos, but we're gonna make the process for saving layouts a lot better. This little canvas toolbar here is gonna be clutch. You're gonna use it all the time, we hope. Another really quick thing, we used to have different stock media buttons here for like visual stuff that we called media, and then one down here for music. We merged those together into this stock tab. Hopefully it's a little bit easier to parse this sidebar and figure out what you're trying to get into. In case you missed it, we have an all new version of our desktop app that has a whole bunch of benefits. It's faster, it takes up less space on your hard drive. The team here are all using it every day. The only reason we haven't rolled it out completely is it's missing a couple of features. Like the big one is the quick recorder that we have for recording and sharing video messages. But if you're not using that, you might want to transition over to this new version of the app. I'll put the link in the description. One thing that wasn't done was timeline export, but that's actually in there now. So if you're exporting to Pro Tools or Premiere or something like that as part of your workflow, that's now supported. Okay, I think we'll wrap it there for this week. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see in these videos in the future. I'm happy to talk about anything, and have a great month.